So Marcus Freeman, as I did the video, congratulations to Notre Dame. They're in the title game. And they're going to play the winner of Texas Ohio State for the chip. He is the first man of black or Asian descent to be representing the title game. And so, of course, at the end of the game, he got asked about it. And he said, well, it doesn't matter what color and all that. I'm like, look, man, look, you live in America, yo. It always matters what your race is. People are racially struck, especially white America. It's not an ESPN thing. Some people up there trying to say, oh, it's the woke culture. It got nothing to do with that. It's the drop rule. And it's a fact rule. And it does matter because why is college football so racist to just not having the first African American or Asian man to be repping in a title game? Why is that? As long as college football been playing. So you go back to 1965-66 when they just started having black college players in there. It wasn't until 79 they had African American head coaches. You just now getting your first one to be in a title game. People who have a heart and a mind and a soul should be offended. I don't like these coaches on TV. I think Marcus Freeman is a good, strong-natured cat, and I respect him as a coach. However, I don't be liking the answers. I want somebody to come there and say it's about time. I want somebody to say, why am I the first? Was it institutions didn't see fit that others should have had the opportunity? Because it needs to be addressed. You need to tell the truth. You need to stop covering up the plantations. Stop downplaying that it does matter. Don't get up there on TV and get on the camera and get all passive and soft when they say, how do you feel being the first? Tell them, wow, it's an incredible compliment. It's a travesty. It's a disgrace. As long as we've been playing and paying and putting these in programs and Heisman trophies and all this, and it's the first? Why? Because it showed you how racist the institutions were. They have always tried to downplay. You see, these cats are scared about Deion Sanders blowing up. And they don't always put black head coaches or coaches of Asian descent in those positions to win. So it's important that you have that. But of course, they see the dominant black genes the first thing. Well, how do you feel being the first? And what do you have to say it on the line? What do you have to say about that? And we want to know what you have to say. Well, of course, you're going to have to answer that. Anytime you the first, you know. When you think about sports, first, African-American head coaches were Fritz Pollard back in 1921. Or you think about Jackie Robinson baseball. But you still happen to answer questions, just like Obama had to answer questions. It doesn't matter what kind of line of work or what it is, because it's still first. It's still where it's done, where you're held to a certain standard, and you have to act to a certain standard. No, they don't. That's the line of privilege. That's complexion for protection. That's why people who don't ever understand the totality of this. It's deeper than you imagine. It's deeper than you imagine. And the reality is, he has to stand on it and speak. It's no time to get political. It's time to say, yeah, I am that one. And I hope they have more to come through the door. Because they say we can't do it. These schools act like we ain't good enough to coach at these prestigious schools. But they like to exploit our talents on these fields. They like to exploit us. Shows you how backwards these schools are. Shows you how racist they are. That you still got first in 2025. And when people say, oh, race card, and the way you do this or that, like, well, why don't you, if you don't want that to come up, then hire more folks. Give people more opportunities, more chances. Put people in there with opportunities. If you don't want to hear it, then be about it. That's what I got to say to that. You don't want to hear it, then be about it. Then you won't have to worry about it. But until you be about it, you're going to hear about it. And I like to see him tell the truth, to say, yeah, I'm glad I got opportunity and I'm on it. But at the same time, why did it take me? Why hasn't it happened before? Why hasn't there been more opportunities? Because you need to ask those questions. Because these colleges, just like politics and Hollywood and all this, nothing but big old plantations, big old archaic buildings who don't want to be held accountable for what they created. And they did create it. Black people didn't create it. They're the ones who had segregation legalized. And if you don't know, do your history or Google it. But respect to Marcus Freeman. But at the same time, yo, man, you got to put some bass and say, yeah, I'm honored to be the brother and Asian as well. Because we need to break these chains. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.